Hello everybody, hope you're well. I'm just out editing a video and I thought I need to do the results video for the giveaways I've done at the end of August, and we're nearly at the end of August. So I thought I'd put a quick video together now to do the results of all the giveaways. There's about 6 giveaways and a van tour, because I've had lots of questions about what upgrades, what I've changed, and how's the van been since I had it redone probably just over 5 years ago now by Adi and Joe at All Things Timber. So the way this is going to work, I'll do the van tour and I'll clip in the short clips of the products that we've reviewed. We'll show the clip of the winner in one of the slides, and if that's you, you need to email me at onemanandhiswhippet@gmail.com and we'll communicate through that. We'll check you're a subscriber, make sure you're in the UK, and we'll either take your information, name, address, telephone number, and give it to the supplier of the product who'll send it direct. Or if it's the phones and a couple of the small power packs, I've got them and I'll post them out direct from myself. Nobody else will ask you for any postage or any money or anything else, and if anybody does, it's just a scam. So we'll just go through the van tour, put these clips in, show the slide, and if that's you, you need to email me as soon as possible and we'll get it out to you. So just a bit of background, this is my 2017 mid-wheelbase high roof crafter. And I bought this and it was kitted out. A guy kitted it out and did it all himself. And the layout was about right for us. But after a few years of having it, we wanted some changes making to it. And we wanted it done in a more quality wood. It was that plastic covered wood. And I did a video for All Things Timber, which is in my playlist. I'll put a link up here. And they do customised camper vans, lots of VW stuff. And AD is absolutely amazing at cabinetry work and woodwork. And after filming that, I couldn't resist by saying, any chance of doing mine? So through lockdown, AD and Joey's wife redid the inside of my van for me. So they took everything out and then redid it to what it is now. And since then, it's just been over 5 years and I've not had any problems or any faults with it whatsoever. And I absolutely love it. It's a bit like a yacht inside. So the first product we're doing the results for is this. This video, if you haven't gathered by the intro, is all about Ulefone, and they've sent me another one, and we've got one to give away as normal. Let's show you how it was delivered and what you get in the box. And if that's you, you need to email me at onemanandhiswhippet@gmail.com and we'll communicate through that and we'll get it out to you. People think this is a 4-wheel drive van because it looks quite rugged, but it's not. It's actually a rear-wheel drive van. And with having these all-terrain tyres on there, the BF Goverages, I've never needed to have 4-wheel drive. And if I was thinking of doing 4-wheel drive, I'd probably buy a winch instead of 4-wheel drive, and I'd fasten the winch on the back, because the idea of that is you don't drive into a problem and then drive out of it. You drive into a problem and pull yourself out. So if you buy yourself and you've got a winch, you can put it round a tree or something and drag yourself out. If it's on the front, you can only pull yourself forward really. It's good for pulling other people out, but that's my plan for this. But I've never been stuck, touch wood. Now if I do get stuck, I will fit a winch to the back of this, or a detachable one that I can fit on the back if I need to put it on if I get stuck. But so far, these wheels and tyres have done me fine. I've lost track over the years of how many vehicles that I've had that you can call a camper van or a part-time camper van, company vehicles as well as private vehicles. I was trying to find a photograph of my very first one, and it was a Reliant Regal van. And that was my first vehicle. That was a sort of a camper van. And that's a 3-wheeler. I'll see if I can put a picture up here, but I haven't got one of my actual vehicle. And since then, I've had all sorts of things. Small vans, big vans, car camping. But over the years, you learn what you need and what you don't need. And basically, keeping things to a minimum for me works really well. And this setup in here is absolutely perfect. If I was to change this van, I'd probably have another one built with exactly the same size vehicle and the same interior. But anyway, let's do another giveaway. And this giveaway is for this product. And then you have this retractable one in the top as well. And if that's you, you should know what to do by now. I'm retired now, so I'm out nearly every day in this vehicle. We have two vehicles. We have a car, which you might have seen, where Jo got the roof bunk tent on, so when she goes away, she doesn't like driving this, she can use that. So this is our second vehicle and I use it all the time. And I like the idea that it's got everything I ever need in this. So no matter where I am, I can just get the gear out and go and have a play, including the kayak on the roof. And that's vertical on the roof, so I can get two on there. Because what tends to happen is somebody will come up and see us. We live up in the middle of the North York Moors and we get lots of visitors. And they say, I'd love to go kayaking with you today. And say, okay, I've got two kayaks. I can put them both on the roof, we can go. But I can also fit on there an open canoe, Canadian type, or a surfboard, or a combination of those. And there's still 300 watts of solar on there. So having those uprights on like that means I can get them on without covering too much of the solar. But it does cast a shadow, so it's not the best setup for solar, but it's still good to have it on. The back of the van's got a tow bar on, because I do have 3 motorbikes, and I do have a trailer that all comes apart and fits in back of the camper van. So if I want to take a motorbike somewhere with me, I can put the trailer together, put the bike on, go somewhere, take the motorbike off, take the trailer apart, put it in the back, go off on the motorbike, come back, put the trailer together and go again. Or if I do stay on a campsite, I've got the motorbike with me to go off and do what I need to do. But even for wild camping, having a trailer and having your motorbike on there is just great fun. Bike rack on there, we can get our 2 e-bikes on there. And it also gets used for carrying other stuff as well. So we can put luggage on there and other bags of stuff, particularly if we've got wet gear. So if we've been out diving or canoeing, you've got loads of wet gear, we might put them in a dry bag and put them on there, save any water getting inside. The ladder, that obviously helps us to get up to the roof, to the solar panels and everything we put on the roof, and obviously to get the kayaks and the canoes off the roof. And the way we do that, people always ask me, how do you get that up there and get it off? I literally climb onto the roof, lower it down with a strap so it sits vertical, then I can bring it down, kit it up and off I go. And then to actually put it back up there, I lift it up vertical, climb up onto the roof, put a canoe strap on it, lift it the first way, there's a roller there that it rolls on, and once it's halfway on, I can put it on easily and strap it on. But people say, always asking me how I get it on there and get it off. And they also ask if I need a hand to do it. And I said the best thing you can do is stay out the way, because if it falls over, it'll do you some serious damage. Anyway, let's look at the next giveaway results. So the product is this. You can feel these clamps, and the clamps are keeping your knees straight. You crouch as well. So you move down and this will actually lock into position, holds your leg straight. I suppose I get pain, it's more of that grinding feeling you get in your knees, also there's restriction. So if you're an athlete or you're training for something. And if that's you, by now you should know what to do. So it might look a bit chaotic in here, but there's everything in here I need. So no matter where I am, I've got what I need. So there's fishing gear, climbing gear, axe, even a spear gun, a Canadian paddle. I did make a mistake once and I went off to meet some friends canoeing and I forgot my paddle. So the Canadian paddle stays in here all the time. and the kayak paddle stays in here all the time, so I can never forget it. There's another small fishing rod there for kayak fishing. There's the bar for the awning to unwind the awning. As I say, fishing rods, first aid kits, fire starting kits, knife, VHF radio for when I go kayaking. Coats are rung up here, and there's a small space here between that and the back door, and that gives enough room to hang the clothes up here if they get wet. And in the back of here at the back, there's an outlet for my diesel heater as well. Anyway, let's have another giveaway result. So the product is this, and if that's you, you hopefully should know what to do by now. Going back to this, everything in here is in dry bags. So this will be my diving gear. There's a buoyancy aid there. That'll be kayak fishing gear. And there's another spare paddle in there, my seat for my kayak. There's some small bags with all my different fishing gear for fly fishing, spinning or sea fishing from the beach or off the kayak. Spare rods, landing nets, there's seats, fold down seats. I've got the Anchor Solex fridge freezer in here, and that stays in there most of the time. So it's good to have some food with you, no matter where you are. I can put frozen stuff in that and just leave it in there and forget about it. Then if I need some food when I'm out and about, I can just take it out and use the cooker inside. We do have the smaller fridge as well that we reviewed, but I think Joe's going to be using that in her roof bunk tent. But we can swap them, so if I don't need to take this big one, I want to take a smaller, I can put the smaller one in, and they're just on wheels. Small dive compressor there, wet boots, the trolley for the kayak, there's metal detecting gear in there, jump start kit, a small compressor, just about everything you could possibly think of. And if I don't use it for a while, or I've never used it, it gets binned. And I put the stuff in here and keep the stuff in here that I will use from time to time. And having them in these dry bags, if they do get wet, I can put them in these and strap them outside. I can put them in these and put them in here, or I can hang stuff on here and put the diesel heater on, particularly in the winter, and it dries it within the garage. So let's do the results for another giveaway. This is the product. That's about 600 and I think that's 700. Expensive, and we could show to people that using the family car, they're really versatile, and the double solar panel here folds up into the about this size.
Woohoo! Nicely toasted.
I think this one's probably using about 1300 watts. As I say, this is 1600 watts. And if that's you, drop us an email and we'll get it out to you. So power wise, I still have my AC200 Max in there and the backup battery, the B300K from BLUETTI. And that's linked to a Charger 1 system. And I haven't upgraded that. I've had the more up-to-date power system. This is quite an old power system for BLUETTI, but this one's been in here for a fair few years now, probably about 4 or 5 years. And it's been absolutely faultless. And I've just changed the backup battery for one battery because it had 2 in before, and I never needed all that additional storage of power. The Charger 1 system, if you look at my video on that, I set that up slightly different. So the Charger 1 is an alternator charger, it's a smart charger, it takes the power from your van starter battery, boosts it to charge your power supplies. So I've done that as a standard process through this switch here. So when this is on number 2, it's taking power from my starter battery when the alternator is running to charge the BLUETTI 2 power banks, the BLUETTI AC200 Max and its backup battery. Now if I switch this off and then over to 1, this then takes power from my EcoTree lithium battery in the van, which means I can actually charge this system up here from the big lithium battery I've got in back of my van. There is a video on that as well, me getting that installed. So that lithium battery that's in here is linked to a Victron battery to battery charger, and it's also linked to the 300 watts of solar on the roof. But that battery really only gets used for the 12 volt system within the camper van, the fridge, the lights and the diesel heater, and it's a massive battery. So the reason for swapping it over like this and putting it to charger 1 is I can take the power, if I'm stationary for a few days, out that big battery into this system to charge the system. And we recently had 4 days across in the Lake District, and we charged everything up as we was driving there through this, and while we was there I had it across onto that setting, and the amount of solar and that battery kept us going no problem whatsoever. And all the cooking and everything we do in our camper van's electric. So it's a real good way of doing it without having masses of solar. As I say, my 300 watts of solar on the roof is good, but it's on the roof rack, it's flat, there's canoes on there, they get dirty. It's enough to top up my leisure battery from time to time, but the size of that gives me plenty of power to put into the BLUETTI system as well. And I'm really pleased how that's working. So I'm not planning to change that in any way. It all works really well and it's been absolutely faultless. We do have an outside shower that fits into a tank in here, so you can have a shower outside. And we mainly use that if we're in the middle of nowhere, we can put a cover across here to keep it private and have a proper shower. Or if you've been out in the sea, if you've been swimming or diving or snorkeling, you can wash all the salt off with that and wash your gear down as well, which makes it good. But it doesn't take up any room inside the van. Literally just take a water container out of the van, you can warm the water up in that before you use it, and plug the portable shower in and have a shower from that. But generally we just get washed in the camper van. So let's do another giveaway result. This product is this. So there you have it, the Ulefone 33 Pro. Photograph of the slide of the winning comment, and we'll put that in the video. 3 Pro, and I know we've reviewed a few of these in the past, probably about 8 Ulefone. So and if that's you, drop us the email and we'll get it out to you. Let's give you a quick look on the roof. There's the solar, and there's the uprights for the canoes and the kayaks. And as you'll see, I've had to modify that roof rack around the roof vents and the solar panels. Needs a bit of a clean up here. I have 2 cameras on the back, one for reversing and one as a rear view mirror. We do have a wind out awning on top of here that we use from time to time as a sunshade or just to keep the water off if you're cooking outside. Having all that electric gear, we have a proper extension lead that's fused that we can bring all the cooking products outside. So if it's a nice day, we can cook outside with all our electric stuff. There's lights under here to give us some light, and then there's bigger lights on the top to light up the area like work lights. And there's my original, which has probably been on there for about 7 or 8 years, Wi-Fi aerial that's still working. Inside the van, we have a CarPlay unit there that we did a review of. That's been in here for many years now and been absolutely fine. This rear view mirror and front facing dash cam, it records front and back. That's been in since we did the review and been absolutely faultless. There's a rear view mirror here, and you might think you've got no back windows, what you got that for? And that's so we can have a look at the Whippets on the bed. We used to have a cage here that Rosie travelled in, and then Louis used to sit down in the front there or on the seat clipped in. But Louis is getting a bit old now, so we've modified this to have a gate on. There's the gate, slides in here, and it fits into this side. So they're travelling luxury on the full bed. And we have this waterproof quilted blanket on there to try to keep the bed clean from them. Right, let's do another giveaway result. This is the product. Look at that. This is the outfit. This is only a small unit there in segments. It goes in here. So if you want to work, Juliet will contact you and send you a brand new one of these. And if that's you, you know what to do. Rather standard seats in this, and I have a dry robe cover on that one to keep it clean. But I have been speaking to a company near York, and seeing if they can make me some fancy seats. I'm just waiting for him to come back to me. And thankfully this vehicle has aircon, which is brilliant. The engine's, I think it's a 2-litre twin turbo. Does about 25-30 to the gallon if you're lucky. And up there, there's 3 6-foot fly rods, because I love fly fishing, but I do small river fishing. And they're set up there, so I can literally just pull up to the riverside, grab a fly rod with the right fly on, and go fishing straight away. So the carpentry and the woodwork that Adi did for us on this is just absolutely beautiful. It's all oak. It's not particularly heavy, but it's actually, see that piece there is really thin. But no problems whatsoever with the work he's done on this. It's just been perfect. We wax it now and again, but apart from that, I haven't had to do anything whatsoever. This cupboard, we keep most of our cooking products. So there's a hot pot, there's a toaster, hot plate, and the pizza oven, the electric pizza oven, which features many a time in our video. This cupboard here has our cups in and our small kettle and our glasses. In here are the tea bags, condiments, various teas, kitchen rolls. Now this is a very important cupboard. This is Jo's cupboard. So she has her own cupboard there, and she fills that with all the stuff she wants to take. She has pride of place with that cupboard. The only really things we have on display is the Epispatcher diesel heater, and that's been in the van since I've had it, and that's been faultless. We have LED light strips that Adi fitted in here, and they're on these sensors which are dimmable. So you can have them real low, you can have them super bright, and they're all over the van. So you can turn them down or just turn them up like that, which is great. So there's some of the kitchens. This has got fitted blinds in there. There's fitted blinds around the front, and we have a curtain that goes across here as well. There's lights in the back. So there's another dimmer switch under here. Speakers at the back. There's a stereo system in there and a karaoke unit. And the CCTV cameras are in there as well, the screen for them. We have a TV here that's linked to the internet. You can watch anything you want on that. This is the bit cupboard. That's the ones with all the leads in for all the charging stuff, and it's got various charging points at the top and the switch for the outside lights. There's a little shelf up there we keep the remote controls. There's my internet unit that's fallen off. That just sits up there. 3 drawers here, which is mainly food. We make pizzas from scratch, so flour and various ingredients are in these. And we have some posh coffee as well. Of course, the obligatory pot noodle and various tins. And backup stuff in there, as well as dog treats. Diesel heater outlet there, and as I say, there's one in the back as well. These cupboards, there's some bottles of water in there and more storage for food and things in there. This one under the sink has our water tanks down at the bottom at the back there, and we have 2 or 3 of those we take with us. This is our new oven. You've probably seen that when Joe did a roof bunk car tent. They're fantastic pieces of kit. Plates and cooking, cleaning stuff. The cutlery drawer that tends to have far too much stuff in it. We still have this fridge, mainly for milk and things inside, but it's very inefficient. We have a bin down there, and this seat swivels round as well. And down here there's a table that pulls out, that sits down here. Decent sized table, so we can sit on the swivel seat or on this like bench seat here to have a meal. The only thing I wish I hadn't have done is having a gas cooker fitted. So these 2 gas rings, they're completely disconnected. We have no gas in the van now, and it just gets used as a work surface. And of course we have the sink, and the sink obviously gets plenty of use. And we can sit our cooking products on there, plug into the electric power point there, and we can pull the table out and cook on there if you want to as well. So there's plenty of room for it. Goods all around the back. Toiletry gear, I think spare clothes in this one. various stuff around there. This is the one, as I say, for the CCTV. That's been in the van for years, absolutely years, and still works pretty well. It's really good having that in there, because if you're in bed on a night and you hear something outside, you don't have to switch the lights on. You can just flick the switch, that comes on, and then if you want to, you can jump in the driver's seat and disappear. And there's the music system, which is also a karaoke unit into those speakers. We have these lovely shelves on here that Adi made to put our drinks on. Under this big seat is our toilet. Underneath the seat we have two areas. So in there there's a wine rack, and there's just storage in there. There's some additional bedding in there and clothes. That is a 6 foot by 4 foot double bed. Super comfy, but it is a little bit squashed when you get me and Joe and the two Whippets on there. But we seem to manage. Louis does tend to come down onto the floor in the night if it gets too cramped. I think these are black Rhino wheels. They've been super good. And as I say, the all-terrain tyres. We do have side steps on and homemade mud guards. That's a cleat on there. We can tie the dog leads on. And our awning sits onto the brackets onto there, so they're not upright, they click onto there, which means you're less chance of the awning folding up in wind. And if you need to move the vehicle, you can move it without taking your awning legs up. So the front of the van, we've got a bonnet protector on, blacked out badge, front little bull bar, aux being light on the front there, a little bit of crudding coming off there, but they've done well. There's a big aux beam light at the top and two spots, and they still work absolutely fine, no problems whatsoever. And there's a sun visor across there as well, because I think that forehead looked a bit big, so having that on there made it look better. And obviously all in black to give the rugged outdoor look. These are blacked out windows on here, which means you get the maximum width because they're stuck on the outside. So you can't really see in, but you can see out. These lights on here have been changed, and they're like purple lights, which look quite good on a night. And there's the other awning leg bracket. And that's really good, because if you have to move and you've got your awning up, you don't have to put it all away. You can just drive around, obviously slowly. And it gives it more support than being stuck vertical in the ground. All the products we've looked at in this video and announced the giveaways, I'll put all the links in the description if you want to go and check them out, find out more information. And there may be some of those discount codes that are still working. And if they have updated them, I'll update the discount codes as well. We do have these small reversing lights on the bottom there, which lights up at the bottom. So if you're reversing into a park up on a night, you can see where you're going. I have it serviced every year, this van, by a VW specialist. And if there's anything that needs doing, I always have it done. And it's only done about 45,000 miles. So even though it's a 2017 van, it's not done a lot of work, and it's still in fantastic condition and works really well. Never let me down so far, touch wood. That just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and thank you for entering, and sorry if you didn't win, but there should be many more coming. If there's been a video that's not shown the results in this giveaway, that's probably going to come in a month or so's time when I've done some more giveaways. Hopefully we'll have some more to come and some more products to give away, and you get another chance to win. But thank you so much for subscribing and all your support. I think we're around 50,000 subscribers now. Love reading all your comments, and hopefully this gives you an idea of some of the products that's been in my vehicle for quite a time that are still working and still working well. And I hope you enjoyed the tour of my van. I absolutely love this vehicle. It's a big part of me, and I love it that everything's in it, and no matter where I go, I should have everything with me that I need, no matter what I want to do. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.